Hey up, and welcome to the video, and a very good morning. It's 7:22 in the morning. I've just parked up in Fairholmes car park, and there's just me here, nobody else, apart from 50 ducks. So me and 50 ducks are using the car park, and the weather at the moment is probably the grimmest weather you could come out to do photography, but it's a morning out, it's a day out, so we're determined to get something today, and we're going to take a walk up to Alport Castles. So we've made a nice early start for this, and on the way I want to get some compositions or see what there is on the walk up to Alport Castles. The route I'm taking passes the dams, so we do pass Derwent and Howden Dams. I'm hoping to get some shots there. It's very windy today, so all the trees are moving, foliage are moving, and the dams as well are not still. So if I'm going to get a shot with the water in, I'm going to have to do some long exposures to smooth that water out. Ducks are coming this way. I've got food, it's in the car, and that's where it's stopping till later. So let's make a move. It is very grim today. I've picked the worst day to come out. We've just had a couple of nice days. It's Wednesday the 19th of April. It's dull, it's grey. The weather forecast, for what it's worth, it's going to get sunny around about 2 o'clock today, and that's probably when I'll be making my way home. So let's get my kit out of the car and take a steady walk. Okay, I've set a shot up, a first starter shot, and the reason for picking the route I'm going to walk on is to get shots of the dams, 2 dams. So I think this is Derwent Dam, and then we're going to go to Howden Dam, just to get some shots on the left hand side of the dams before we walk up into Alport Castles, and just assessing the morning. It's dull, it's grey, there's a bit of low cloud on the top of the hills, so all these first shots that you're going to see are definitely going to be black and white because there's no colour. We're definitely going to be doing long exposures to smooth the water out, so we're going to be using the 10 stop and just try and get a little bit of atmosphere in the shots. I think lessons learnt in the past mean we have to make the most of whatever conditions we find ourselves in. It's a little chilly as well, 8 degrees, probably going to be a maximum of 12 today. Feels more like 4 at the minute, but yeah. Let's just make the best of these conditions as we walk round the dams. Let's see what compositions we can find. Black and white, long exposure, nice and simple. So for the edit of the raw file, I decided to remove the masts on the top of the turret, convert to black and white, smooth the water out, and give a slight crop. It's always nice to get the first shot of the day in the bag. It's okay, nothing special. Starter, like a starter in your meal really. Sometimes it's just soup, so that's soup. Black and white, it's got to be black and white. This wind is getting up, and this weather is very British, very British. As we look round, it's quite a nice little piece of woodland I'm walking through here. I'm on the left hand side of I think this is Derwent Dam actually behind me, and above me there's some really nice woodland. So we'll carry on. We'll face into this weather, and it might improve. Now, in the last video, was it the last one? In one of the last videos I had a comment about this jacket I'm wearing. Eddie Skelson made a comment, "What are you wearing?" And the reason I've got this jacket is it's got this great pouch, and I did answer to the comment, but I thought I'd just show you. I can keep everything in this pouch, sweets, pocket Osmo, sound equipment, microphones, so it's just really practical to have this pouch. And below, a bit lower down, we've got another pocket, another giant pocket that goes all the way across. And today, because I'm doing long exposures, I've got my filters in there and some sweets just to keep me going. So this jacket is very practical, and I like practical things. Now there has been a gap in between videos, and I would imagine on this channel we might have some gaps because conditions aren't always favourable to go out, and sometimes I've got jobs to do. Helen's created me a job list for the summer. Looking forward to that. I did one yesterday actually. Well, I did two, but yeah, so there might be some gaps, and I could go out and do a weekly video, but I'm under no pressure to do so because I do this because I enjoy it. It gets me out, it gets me exercise, and sometimes it gets me some really nice pictures. Just move on here because there's a car coming. Now today I'm carrying my tripod bag because I managed to get 2 tripods inside this bag, and I've got my normal tripod in there, and I've got my vlogging tripod. So this means I can carry both tripods and then hold the Pocket Osmo 2 and talk to you at the same time. God, multitasking. So this route I'm walking, I'll show you on the map where I'm proposing to walk, and I think it's a round trip of about 11 miles, which is 26,000 steps, but I'll let you know at the end of the video how many steps it is, just in case you want to do this walk and take in some of the scenes that I photograph. Whew, we're going slightly uphill now, and this is not a steep hill, this is just a little incline. Right, we're getting towards the corner. The dam bends around a corner and drops down, so we might get our second composition of the day here, maybe. Onwards. Well, just looking at all the tree felling they've done, I just wondered if there's a wood shortage in the country. Is this why I ain't got my picture frames for my wall? Because we've got a wood shortage. Because these picture frames have been out of stock now. Since I bought 8, they've been out of stock for 5 weeks. So maybe this tree felling is so I can get my picture frames for my wall. So we best get some of this wood off to the factory then, or I'm never going to get my pictures up. Now what I've not planned for today is that some of these footpaths are closed, and when I get down there I've got this scary feeling that the footpath I want to go up could well be closed. It's not something you'd think to check, is it, that a footpath is going to be closed? It does say safety helmets must be worn. Oh well, let's move on and let's see what happens. Now, how come the sheep are on that path? They haven't got any hard hats on. That's not right. If they can be there, surely I can. Get your hard hat on, mate. Okay, we've got to Howden Dam now, and this the view here is slightly better than I think it was Derwent Dam further down. I do like this composition a little bit more, and so let me try and talk you through it. So we've got some trees to the right, long exposure, so there's going to be movement in those trees. In the background we've got a hillside with a path going up, and that's sort of sitting in mist. And then we've got the two turrets, and the water here is much more choppier than it was further down. It's very choppy indeed. I don't like wind. If there's anything I don't like, I don't mind a bit of rain, a bit of storm, a bit of lightning, a bit of sunshine, but the wind just is really disruptive to my photography, because if you're taking any foliage, any trees in the shot, you're going to have movement. You've got to compensate with your camera settings for that as well. You've got the wind buffeting the tripod, so you've got to make sure that's dead still, even with a bag on it. So I've got my bag on it in a minute. If the bag starts moving round, that moves the tripod as well. So no, I'm not a fan of a windy day. Just a few moments ago there was a fart of light just behind me on that scene, and that scene looks quite nice, but it was only a fart of light, and not even time to get my camera out. So let's hope it comes back. Behind me is the first real incline of the day, and it does look yeah, it looks interesting, that's all I'll say. We're already out of breath and I only come about 5 meters. Jesus. Onwards. So I've noticed in the past few weeks there's been quite a few vloggers that I watch have not put videos out. So is that the weather? Are they taking a break? And I think, you know, when you're not under pressure to do a video, it's good. So I'm not sponsored by anybody, so I can literally put a video out when I want to. It's not affecting anything. Of course, I'd like to do a weekly video, but I've got a full-time job and I've got that list to do that Helen's produced, so I better not get too tired today. I'll still have no energy to start that list. Wow. Oh. I think if I'm going to do this walk again, I'm going to bring one camera, one lens and the drone, and maybe one tripod, because I think carrying all this kit this distance is very tiring. It is so far. Right, let's put you away and concentrate on this walk. We're about halfway up this hill and I think it levels out when we get to the top, I think. And looking at Google Earth, it kind of, even though it levels out, we still are on the up. See you in a minute. Well, the views up here are amazing, and if we had some light, we'd get some really nice shots of this Peak District landscape. So maybe by the time I walk back, maybe we'll get some light and maybe we'll get a shot. I think this is the last elevation. I think once I get past this bit, we'll be on some flat ground, and it'll be very welcoming, I'm sure. Come down in the dip, it's a bit more sheltered from the wind here, would you believe. On top it's absolutely blowing like crazy. There's no chance of the drone flying up there, and it might not be flying down here either, but what a view that is behind me. That's really a really great view of Alport Castles that you get from above, and I'm going to move down now and get some more shots as I go down. Might even have some colour in, maybe, and black and white. We'll put both up, but I've seen one person in the distance walking towards me. Otherwise I haven't seen anybody else today. Well worth the walk though, this. Well worth it. The scenery, this view, the rocks and everything, yeah, very much worth it. Walk down what you can see there, kind of a path, path just down here, and there's a nice stone wall there, and I was trying to get that in as a leading line towards the castle, such as it is, but I just couldn't do it. I might try it again on the way back up, because I've got no choice but to go that way back up, I think. So this next composition is going to be this rock here in the foreground, which I think I've seen a few of these shots taken from here, and I think then we start to venture down, and we'll get too close to it to actually take a shot of it. At the moment as well, from this position, it's just the top of it's just dipping below the hillside behind it, so that's okay. I don't want it. If I go any lower down, I'm going to be that's going to be going up above that hillside, and I don't want that. I think there's a nice tree down there as well. We'll try and get that in a shot, but let's get this one in the bag. We are going to focus stack this because it's very close to us. Okay, I've come to a more sheltered corner now, and I'm going to get a shot here. I think this is a really nice composition, this view. The top of the castles does poke over the horizon, or the top of the hillside behind it, which I didn't want, but I ain't got much choice, because behind me it's I can't get up high enough to eliminate it. It's yeah. So, and now I'm looking now how to get down there, and it looks to be a bit of a scramble, to be honest. It looks like a big scramble, so there must be another way down that I can't see. You can go over, there's a little ridge you can go over here. I'm not sure whether I can get over there with carrying all the equipment I've got. I might just walk over and see what's on that bit at the end. Does that go down then to the bottom? But it's very rocky. I would like to get the tree into a composition there. I would like to get on the other side of Alport Castles and get a shot of the water that's below there, but I've got a feeling I'm not going to get down there. I think you need to walk from this other direction, from down there, and when you walk from that direction, which I think is Snake Pass Road, then it brings you here, sort of lower down. There must be a way down, but not carrying all this equipment. Well, what a walk that was, and it was so windy when I finally got to Alport Castles. It made filming very difficult. I never used my vlogging tripod, so I carried that for nothing. It would have blown over in the wind for sure, and I would have probably lost another Osmo. But great location. I'm going to go back, taking less weight next time, for some morning light, hopefully. Some nice morning light on there would make it look really good. But I was happy with the images I got. I was happy with the black and white. Next video, a bit unusual. I take Helen for a walk around Bakewell in Derbyshire, and we see what we can photograph there. And she gets busy with her iPhone, so we'll put some of her images up as well. So please subscribe to the channel if you like this content. Give the video a like if you've liked the video, and massive thank you for watching the video, and I'll see you later.